by Soul 33 teachings for your past, present, and future. Good morning, everyone. It is the 13th of November here in Auckland, New Zealand. We're beginning the week with a new moon. It is still the Festival of Lights energy. Those of you who have not heard of it before, I come from the Hindu culture, which celebrates Diwali or Deepavali. So it's this beautiful energy of regeneration, but I'll come to that in a minute. Now, if you're listening to this on the Beacon app or on Spotify or on YouTube, please don't forget to like, subscribe, tag, share, let people know that this platform exists. I 100% fund this app myself. Those of you who know apps are not cheap things to have going and running and updating to match phone technology. So the more that you let people know about it, the better it is for me to be able to put more content up for you and keep upgrading it so that we have a really amazing app for a very nominal fee. How are you all doing? It was a good week for me last week, and I really loved the energy of my currency is connection, not time, because I could see this playing out so much in different ways in my own life, in the life of clients. And as we do this recap, it's for you to look back in hindsight and think about what's happened to you and what you took away from hearing the Monday mantra last week, and what you need to know for this week, because as you listen to the Monday mantras, one energy transitions to the next, telling a story, making sense to you, even more so if you are meditating and spending that time to really understand, because there's always deeper meanings to everything. It's just that I keep it very superficial almost, so that we don't have to think too hard while we're listening to this brief lesson every Monday. So when we take time out of situations or age out of situations, sure, the body does have an expiration date, but the soul doesn't. And everyone is different. Everyone's timelines are different. We wanted to take the measurable period out of last week, and with this Diwali energy where we bring in this light, the goddess Lakshmi energy, to lead us to more abundance and fertility, wealth and prosperity, that new beginning energy, which is why it is coinciding with the new moon. How did you get on with looking at time differently last week? Like for me, it was more about the connections. Who am I connecting with in this moment? How am I loving people? How am I loving myself? How am I talking to myself? How am I connecting deeply with who I am? I could also see why Spirit was mentioning, looking at love and our connections and what it means to be reconnected with loved ones or self-love or relationships, and not being in that state of deprivation anymore, not depriving yourself of what you truly deserve, which is to be seen, which is to be heard, to be understood, to be loved. Leaning into that energy of receiving love, allowing those gateways to open up for more possibilities of depth and unity by taking time out of it, because everything has a cumulative effect from lifetimes before to our experiences in this lifetime. We're just generating karma every time we do something, every time we think something. And so love does sometimes deserve a second chance. And when you let light into your life, where you may have been previously frightened off by a situation or experience, it's because we are here to do things differently, to heal those karmas, to remember that love isn't instant. It's something that grows. It's something that needs time. Love is patience, and all of us that are in relationships will know that. So with this new moon energy, you have the ability to, of course, intend anything that you are wanting. But I really strongly feel that intending the connections that you want to have, connections with finding deep purpose in the people who see you with your work or your business, being deeply connected to a lover that you have or that you're wanting to manifest. Really look at this new moon for getting rid of the shallowness of life and looking at the depth and the connections of what you want and who you are. I made a statement in last week's Monday Mantra about not depriving yourself. And I literally, on Saturday night, I spent the evening alone and I started to realize where I had been depriving myself and what I was trying to reconnect with. And this was something that was really important because we often think that we are, oh, I'm not getting enough love, or they're not spending enough time with me, or I'm not receiving enough money. There's some part of us that feels that we have to suffer continuously, or that we need to deprive ourselves, which is not on a conscious level. But I do think, based on what I've said last week also, in the extended meaning of the Monday Mantra, a little bit of suffering. Without some suffering, we will never know what we need to nourish. It's just not about being in that state forever and for expecting everything to be causing suffering in our lives. So, how have you been depriving yourself? Are you aware of that? And where is it that you're trying to reconnect now to not suffer anymore and to not deprive yourself anymore? As we move through the week, I pulled the digital oracle card of faith. And it was Spirit saying to us, we're needing faith now more than ever as we reconnect and let go of time. We allow ourselves to be in this space of surrender. This does not mean we don't do anything. It means we do not wait. We have faith instead. It's not that, that's why patience came up, in last week's Monday Mantra. This is a reminder to have faith. It's all there, it's coming, it's being received, meaning your messages, your intentions, your everything that you want is out there. It's just a matter of now having faith that it's going to be received by you in the physical. Human emotions and actions can be painful, but when we go back to a place of faith, we know there is a bigger picture, a divine order, and faith is being restored within you very soon. And in this week, because Diwali was Sunday, which was yesterday, and but it's still, there's another couple more days within the festival. It is pushing out the dark to bring in the light, which means that you'll be able to see your blind faith pay off soon. There was an opportunity for us to cleanse last week and clear our space, and it was on November 10th when I put up the post. So those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, you would have seen that post possibly on the 9th, the day before. But, sheets were changed, house was mopped, incense was lit, and it was a really important time. I could feel the energy shift that this needed to be done to remove old heaviness, to start afresh through this deep cleaning in the environment. And, space creates time. So I don't know anything about physics, very basic knowledge. And I know that part of this extended meaning of the Monday Mantra is a physics formula, but I'm talking about it from my perspective, like clearing the space. Space creates time. Time is non-existent. Like in the universe, there is no time. This is why I often tell clients, don't hold on to the timing that I give you, because Spirit will just deliver things in divine timing. Because sometimes we'll get messages going, oh, Gaia, you said November. Did I mean this November? It could mean November 2025. But everyone's so focused on the time that they don't open themselves up to the blind faith that they need to have going, hang on. Like I can see my clients changing when they start saying to me, I know why Spirit would have told you to say that. It didn't make sense at that time, but now it is, because it was a karmic cycle that was ending. This is when the awareness starts to expand, because those who are coming to me going, oh, this was meant to happen in this time. God, tell me about it. There are so many things that were meant to happen for me within the controlling nature that I have. I had to let it all go and surrender, because the working on time wasn't doing anything for me but stressing me out and putting pressure on situations that I had no control over. Time is non-existent. And this is where miracles come in, because I see things that science could never explain. And all we need is light. light to connect to the past, present, and future. So it's how I see things, which is through light. A soul is a light. I see souls coming in to bodies. I see them coming around me. I see them leaving bodies when the person's going to pass away. Light becomes the portals that open up for me to be able to merge the past, present, and future and go beyond our made up time. There is no time. Everyone is seeking connection with themselves, others, the universe, and we need light to be able to see the truth. Because aren't you tired of the barriers you've put up, especially around time? Like, I'm not saying that we should just take life for granted. I'm saying take the pressure off time because it doesn't work. It's not going to serve you. How and whom have you connected with this week? And how have you reconsidered what time pressure and age means to you? Okay, because these are really important rhetorical questions to ask yourself. Day 2 of Diwali, which was the 11th of November, leaving a light on. Now, this is part of my culture. If I was in Malaysia with my family, my mum would be having us outside lighting the lamps, and the lights, not all the lights, but lamps would be lit all night. Now, I was doing soul magics on Saturday night, so my house was lit with candles. And this is so important because traditionally a clay lamp or a brass lamp is lit so the house is not in darkness. But what it symbolizes is that we will find the light again in our lives regardless of what is going on. The light is the seeing eye that leads you back from the darkness to the path of connection and light in your life. So really a lot of messages here and a lot of healing just listening to this. And, you know, on Diwali Day, I spent the day at a friend's place and with my sister and my partner and my brother-in-law, and it was just a beautiful day of food and being dressed up in traditional clothing and connection and light. And that's what it's all about. Now, remember, I'm always here for you. There are many ways to connect with me, whether it is through a soul ceremony, a personalized meditation, a mini reading, whether you are waiting to see me on Zoom. There's always going to be a way to see me or connect with me. But personalized meditations and mini readings are the most immediate way to receive my help. And those of you who are waiting, you always know it will be the right time when you see me. And just remember, I am one person with a huge demand, and I'm doing my very best to see people and not kill myself in the process, because sometimes after a client, I cannot work. I have to go back to myself because I don't feel like myself. And I had some incredible clients last week. There were stories last week that I usually forget everything, but I remember certain stories because they blow my mind. And that was what happened last week, because connections were being made for my clients. So remember, if you need any help, it's only $60 per year to be a part of this app. And we keep the link off the app stores because they take such a huge percentage that I'd need to triple the price of the app subscription to be able to keep it going. So Kieran's the person to ask for help, soul33@gmail.com for whatever support that you're needing. I always notice that, every client is different for me. People who come with an ego, wanting me to prove myself, or sometimes, unfortunately, this is the truth. I'm just, those of you who know me will know, I'll just say it the way it is. Some people come with this attitude of, oh, what makes you good? Why are all these people waiting to see you for? That's not going to serve you in a session with me. And I did have one person like that last week. I can't remember who it was, but I remember feeling that, and I had to tell that person, you've got to drop your ego, because I am me and you are you, and it doesn't make me better. It's just that I'm doing my job, and if you want me to do that properly, and I can always tell with people's reactions when they see me, You have to remember, I see a lot of people, and I provide a service that takes a huge amount of energy from me, and I'm jumping between different realms. I don't actually remember what I say, like I said, unless it is something that is really mind blowing where I'm going, oh my God, I've never seen anything like this. So often we have people going, how do you know that? I don't know. I don't know how I know. Spirit tells me. Spirit connects me to things that people, most people don't know. And I had a client last week who had the most incredible thing. So I can remember this. This person in a lifetime before was some sort of midwife, I think. I can't remember exactly. And this person was like very pregnant when I showed up in this past life because I travel. And I traveled and arrived in this past life, and the person that greeted me there was the role, the character that my client that was on Zoom was playing in many lifetimes ago, whenever or wherever it was. And this person was pregnant, and this person gave birth to a child. But the child was stillborn. But in the lifetime before, the mother wasn't upset because she said to me in the lifetime, this baby's going to come alive again. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? Actually, I know this sounds weird, but I'm just going to say my breasts are tingling right now because of the cellular memory of this lifetime, being part of it and feeling that mother's feelings. This is how things affect me. So anyway, I was walking along behind this person in this lifetime before, however many lifetimes ago, her holding this baby that wasn't breathing, that was still. And I think she took it home and then put it down. And a few hours later, the baby was alive. And I was looking, and I I just kept talking right to this person, and I said to this client, I said, this child is like a prophet, like a god, like a person that is like can walk into a body and make it alive again. And this person said to me, Gaia, I had a child whenever it was. I'm sorry, I don't remember the details. I had a child, and it was quite recently, maybe in the last 2 years. The child was born stillborn, but 2 hours later, it came alive. Literally, my whole body is tingling right now. And here goes something else that was unbelievable. Spirit then took me into another lifetime and said, okay, the stillborn thing has got something to do with your client's father. And I was like, oh, okay. So I said that. And then I can't remember this lifetime at all really, but I just remember the father of my client in a lifetime before had a stillborn. And I said, this is something we need to clear for future generations because it's passed down to your father. And, logically, how are stillborns passed down through the father? It doesn't even make any sense, right? Not medically, but then do you know what my client said? My father had a child with another person, and that child was stillborn. And what actually happened, for those of you who are listening, that soul of that child that died with the father was actually holding space in my client's womb within that child that was born stillborn, but then the soul came in 2 hours later. It's because that that soul didn't want to be born, so it just held space in the womb till full term, left the body when the mother was giving birth, and then the other soul, the prophet, came into that body and gave that child, that body, life. And I'm not going to say the name of the child, but the mother actually named the child a name that means God, that means prophet. So this is how unbelievably mind-blowing my job can be when clients come with no ego, full trust, accepting my gift, not wanting to be me, not wanting to hear what they want to hear, and just going with whatever healing needs to take place. Unbelievable. Had to share that story. Okay, enough storytelling. but we're going to move on to this week's Monday mantra. Now, I want you to tune into this. We're going to change things a little bit of how I do this because, those of you who know me, just being around me is enough for the healing, listening to me. So I want you to really, if you can, close your eyes and hear this Monday mantra and feel it in your body. I am grounded in the security of my direction. I am grounded in the security of my direction. The Festival of Lights energy is still in the air with this new moon for the first couple of days of the week, really amplifying the intentions to be set to connect us further into the depth of our direction. We want to express true gratitude for the mystery of how things show up, but also know we need to feel secure in that direction. Being grounded and feeling secure of your direction, even though you don't know how. Because when there are sudden changes, which may come up this week, and sudden changes are not necessarily bad, they just might deviate you from where you thought you were heading and actually putting you on the right path. But it's going to bring about growth and opportunities. So your productivity and hard work is starting to pay off. And you might not know or see it, but what we really need this week is our masculine energy. And the masculine energy this week, Spirit was telling me, it's about if you visualize and imagine the ultimate father figure, a man that is a leader, that is strong, that provides, that is whatever it is to you, the ultimate father figure, whether you had that or not, it doesn't matter. I'm asking you to imagine it. And now we're going to bring in that masculine energy into your body now. And to feel that strength filling you up and allowing this fatherly energy to guide you and be your source of strength and power, for you to be the solid leader and steer your opportunities for the terrain ahead, knowing that you are able to handle it, to trust in the unknown. I'm a Scorpio. It's my birthday next week, and it's a very mystical sign. Like my publicist in America, if you're listening to this, will always say to me, all the healers I know that I have worked with are Scorpios. There is something about our energy that makes us mysterious, that makes us be able to delve into the depth of things. And, this week is going to be quite a lot of spiritual activity with signs and messengers and guidance towards the people and situations you need. But remember, like attracts like. So if you receive something and you don't want it, that sudden change is something that you're going, oh gosh, this is uncomfortable. Discomfort is good, but you also want to ask yourself where you are feeling insecure. If you are not feeling secure, it's going to show up. This is why I'm bringing in that masculine energy into your body now to ground you. So be grounded in who you are and what you are, because your self-assurance this week and your strength will keep you on a path that is for your highest good, because everything is somehow working itself out. It really is. So it is being grounded this week, feeling secure. So you probably will be challenged with some insecurity coming up, but that is because you need to come back to the path of that masculine energy and that security. Don't forget to do your homework. Remember, I set the 4 exercises every weekend in New Zealand time. I put it up on the app, on the homepage, in the group chat. Now, just to explain, there's no other way for me to make it easier or simplify how you find the meditations. We've got a master search. You can manually go in and search each section, but you need to go into the meditation section at the bottom of your screen on the app and click on that, and you see all the categories. So when I write down what meditation to do, I will say the name of the meditation, and then I'll put the section, which is universal connection or it's self-love, and you need to go and find it in there, or you go to the 3 dots on the top right-hand corner and search, start typing in the first few letters of the word that you're looking for, and it will take you directly to the section. Now, when you're at the section, you click on the meditation and you can press the heart button, and it will save to your favorites, and you can even save it to a playlist so that you can train yourself to meditate longer. There we go. It's a big one. Your Monday mantra this week is, I am grounded in the security of my direction. I am grounded in the security of my direction. Thank you for being here, everyone. That was a very healing Monday mantra, I feel. And you can do this. We've all got this. We're all learning. We're all growing. And I am here for you. Please contact Karen if you need any help. If you have any IT issues, let her know. soul33@gmail.com.